In this chapter, we're going retro. Dig into your working folder for this particular chapter and find a document named grayscale.psd. Go ahead and open that up. Two little dudes. I did shoot this at a zoo, and it's sunset. I like shooting at sunset or at sunrise because of the color temperature and the shadows. And I had somebody on the other side of me to the right make a really loud noise, so they both turned in that direction. I shoot in color. A lot of times I convert to grayscale. Digital cameras are more than capable of shooting in grayscale, but this way I have the best of both worlds. I can shoot in color, I can convert to grayscale. If I shoot in grayscale, and there are some advantages to that, but if I shoot in grayscale, obviously I can't somehow push a magic button and turn it into color. So to me, that's kind of like having the best of both worlds. What we want to do in this lesson is just get a general idea of what goes on in the conversion process. So I am in the Essentials workspace right here. I'm going to move over Channels. Now, if you don't see it, you can go up to the word window and pick it up right here if you want to. Let me move that down just a little bit. Photoshop in the Channels panel allows me to control the colors in an image. Now, this is an RGB image too. We need to remember that. If I click on red or green or blue, what we have here is the percentage of each one of those colors represented by Photoshop by a shade of gray. I mean, we've all done things like this. You take some food dyes, like a blue and a yellow. You have a little glass of water, and you put a couple of drops of blue in the water and a couple of drops of yellow in the water, and you get green. So the reason we see the colors is a mixture of this much blue, this much green, and that much red that produce the colors that we see. Let me open up something else. Go to the word window on the pull-down menu and open up histogram. Let me move that over a little bit more. That is not part of Essentials. Now, if I click here, I can tell the computer to give me an all channels view. And if I click up there again, I can say show channels in color. That's not really necessary, but it helps us out. Notice the difference between the blue, the green, and the red channels. There's a different mix of those colors. Going back to the yellow and the blue make green kind of thing. The reason we see all these colors is because there is a difference between the blue and the green and the red. Now, in conversion to grayscale, you're equalizing channels. I mean, take a good look at the changes here. Now, if I go up, say, for example, to the word image and go into adjustments and do a desaturate, watch carefully the red, green, and blue channels. They all become the same. I'm not saying I like what happened over here, but they all become the same. When you take a additive RGB image and then you have the exact same amount of red and green and blue, it produces a shade of gray. That's how grayscale works in this program. Now, what we want to do in the following lessons in this chapter is decide what is the best way to convert an image into grayscale, because to be honest with you, I don't think that's the best way. So let's go ahead and close this out right here. And I'm going to go back up to Essentials and say Reset. And that just kind of puts everything back the way it was. And let's actually go back up to this button, which is our history. And if I click here, you'll notice it will take it right back for me. Now, we're going to be working with this image in the next lesson. So if you're going to go right into the next lesson, you might as well just leave it open.